Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela. This morning I'm running you guys through a brand new 2025 Cimarron Norstar 2+1. Very, very versatile setup. They are so popular. We do have a couple on the lot right now between rubber torsion and air ride axles. This one behind me is a rubber torsion. This one is still available. This one's in our white sheeting, though we do have other colors available. And we do custom builds as well. If you guys are looking for something really close, but just a little bit different options to fit your needs, keep that in mind as we run through this trailer. Before we get to the trailer itself, we're gonna go ahead and run through our drawing together. Take a look at these measurements. This one here has a 4'6", so a 4.5 foot front tack with a 19.5 foot stall area, giving you guys a total floor length of 24 feet with your 8 foot nose. We're looking at 6'10" wide, 7'7" tall. We're gonna have an 8 foot 8" box, and then your standard 2 straight load stalls behind it. Though, like I said, these are super customizable, so if you're looking for a build, we'll just kind of run through some options as we go through this inventory trailer together. Starting with the front tack, like I said, this one's 4'6", so it does get you all those features that you would want in a tack room, but kind of limits you on the floor space that you end up with. So we can always add length to this. Really popular is a 5 foot front tack, though we've had lots of customers jump all the way up to a 6. If you're looking to fit some of those English tack trunks in there that need more floor space, we can increase this right here. So you have your door right here, bus window on your door, getting you guys some ventilation in that tack room, and then your brush tray down below. You can either do a brush tray or a door organizer. They cannot fit both. We do have some customers that will opt to do a second brush tray to kind of use up some of this dead space right here and get you guys some more storage. So you can look at that option as well. We do have our hose right here. It's a 10-foot hose that comes with your water tank right here. We'll check that out once we get inside, but there's that hose right there. Plenty enough length to run that all the way out your tack room door right here. Fold down step. So stepping up in and out of this tack room, this fold down step is not standard. So if you guys are building a trailer, you will see this as an upgrade on your build sheet. Being 6'10" wide, your standard option would just be that continued running board up here, which is a nice step, though it is up a little bit higher, so that's more up there versus down here. Really doesn't seem like that much. We're talking a couple inches difference there, but I tell you what, my trailer at home does not have a fold down step. You do notice a difference. So this is an upgrade, very well worth it in my opinion. As we step in, take a look at that floor material we have in this tack room. Standard is going to be your carpet. Second upgrade will be your rubber mat, which is what you're checking out right here, this black rubber mat. We're not looking at any seams in this guy because of the size of the tack room. We did kind of fit your one mat in this space right here without having to cut and do a second mat, though you do have the seams around the edges. So your upgrade from here would be that seamless gray rubber tread flooring. That's going to be more popular when you go to the bigger sizes where you would have the seams in your rubber mats. That gray rubber is seamless. It'll be seamless and sealed around your edges as well, which is very nice if you do get some snow or some mud in here, a lot easier to clean up. And then it does have little tread pieces on it, so it does have some grip. This one, right now, it is pretty sticky, though our wash bay really loves tire shine on these black mats to get them looking really sharp. That gets really slippery. So they can get slick. Right now it's very sticky. Let's just start on our partition wall and kind of go around, look at all these options together. We do have 2 rows of bridle hooks right here, upper and a lower. Carpet behind your bridle hooks is standard. This piece right here is included when you add bridle hooks, but you will see it does not the entire partition wall. It is just the frame piece behind your bridle hooks. We went ahead, since we did a lower rack down here, we went ahead and did this half lower piece here, the full carpet. That way, if you guys are stacking stuff up against it on the floor or kind of shoving some stuff in that corner right there, it protects it. That is one of my recommendations if you're building a trailer, is just full carpet your entire partition wall. It's gonna give it a nicer look. Also just adds more protectant, adds a little bit more insulation around it. You could do a line and insulate package with your carpet on top, which would really insulate your tack room up here. So that's a nice option. Again, looking at building, those are some options, but behind any bridle hook, you will get that section carpet standard. Over here on our little short wall, again, 4'6" right here, we have a recessed saddle post meaning your saddle post is built into the framework of the trailer. So this post is not removable, though every piece on it is. So your saddle racks and your blanket bars right here, they can slide in this track all the way to the top and pop out of there. You guys can remove these. You can switch them around. Like if you wanted to do a saddle and then a pad and then a saddle and then a pad, you could kind of alternate them and use it that way. If you wanted more floor space, you have English saddles that are not as heavy. My barrel saddles are nice and light. You could throw these pads or the saddles up on top and move your blanket bars to the bottom. That would get you some more floor space. Just tons of versatility with this setup, with these Cimarrons. It's awesome. You can do whatever you want with them that way. You could take all these out and store your English tack trunks right there as well. Over here, stepping up into our nose, we have a boot box. This is going to be your 12-inch boot box. As far as depth right here, there is an option for an 18-inch boot box. So you would have to add some floor length to get the 18-inch in here. Highly recommend the 18-inch. I do have the 12-inch in mine. It works great because I don't need to store anything big in it, but I am very limited on size. When you jump to that 18-inch, you can actually fit a 5-gallon bucket inside of here. So you guys can see this lip kind of sticks out, your hinges stick out. When you jump to the 18-inch, between this lip and those hinges, you can fit a 5-gallon water bucket. So the more you know, the better when you're building trailers. Know what can fit in these boot boxes and that you can make this length any size you want. So you guys can see it's more than half, but less than full. These are full custom trailers. You can customize whatever length you want this to be. If you want to delete your water tank and go full, you can certainly do that. You want to move your water tank somewhere else and go full with your boot box. You want to keep it at half. You want to do 3/4, whatever you guys want to do. But you want to add a water tank, that's a really great spot for it. I've got a customer right now purchasing a trailer and adding a water tank right here for that reason. It's 48 gallons, it's half moon, so round up front, flat back, so it sets up against your drop wall really nicely. Fills at the top right here. You do get 2 spigots down below. This upper one could be used if you want to just set a bucket right there and fill a bucket, but that bottom one would be great when you're using that 10-foot hose. You can really run that hose all the way out of this tack room. You can rinse some horses off with it. You can rinse dogs off. You could fill water buckets that way. Just super versatile when you have 10 feet of hose, and it's located right there next to your door. Light switch right there, just flipped that on. We have a big off to right there. We got one over your door. You guys are looking at building a trailer, I always recommend to do one up in the nose as well. It's gonna get you some really good visibility up there when you're using that space for storage. You wanna spend a night up in there, it's nice to just have more lights. You can never have too many lights. If you're gonna add length to this tack room, I would also recommend to add one back here as well. So when you get bigger, just increase those off-to-bright lights within your tack room. So those 2 locations are great for that. Up here in the nose, we have a clothes bar up here. So you can hang all your change of clothes right there. If you're gonna go horse show out of this, you can hang your garment bags. You could hang those extra bridle bags up there as well. Just extra hanging space where you don't wanna throw your bridles. You can hang everything else up there. This one right here, you guys can see up in your nose, it is your standard size nose. This one is not a V nose. So you can easily fit, I would say, an air mattress or a bedroll or a sleeping bag up here. You gotta have bus windows on each side. We have a lot of customers that flip to the V nose as far as aerodynamics. Maybe they're just using this space as storage, or they're just one single person needs to spend some time up in there. Fits really well. We do hear from a lot of customers that those V noses pull a lot better. You could say it probably helps with your fuel economy as well when it does pull so much better. But you can build your trailer however you want. You can do a standard nose or you can do a V nose on these 2+1s. This one right here is 7'7" tall. So you guys can see how much space we have in here. We can upgrade to 7'10" as well if you guys need some more height. While you're looking at that roof, you guys can see that little square right there. That's pre-framed for an AC unit. If you wanted to add an AC unit or a max air fan, you do that right there in that framework. Your AC unit could also have a heat strip on it as well if you wanted to do that. Kind of use this as your hangout space at horse shows, because I know the motto at horse shows is hurry up and wait. I used to do it, I understand. So if you need to hurry up and then wait, you could have AC in there for you. Working back to our stall area, 2+1, so you do have your side ramp into your +1, meaning your box stall. We do have a big 16-inch awning LED over this space. so you guys have the visibility getting up into this trailer. And it is a 56-inch wide ramp right here. So keep that measurement in mind. It works really well if you guys need to run a cricket up in here. Could work for some size golf carts as well. A lot of customers will use the +1 part for storage for golf carts, crickets, ATVs, that sort of thing. We have our restraint bar, our butt bar right here. These ones are, it's kind of a newer feature. It's been around on many of our trailers now, but not the older ones. This feature is really nice because typically you would have this butt bar right here or a butt strap, and then you would just drop it. Well, your butt strap would fall to the ground. Your butt bar would either, maybe you have to swing it out this way, you would have to swing it in, you'd have to figure out where to put this thing. It's really in the way right now, and the less we have in the way of our horses, the better. So it's on this sliding bar system now. It's got this track right here. It's just gonna slide up, super easy. Do it with one hand, just slide it up, and then stick it in its home right there. Just like that. So now it sets in its home. This piece up here, you see, I had to twist that. It's not gonna go in like this. Smart, because this part still sticks out. You have to pick it up, twist it around, and stick it in there. So now that is in, this part is twisted in. Now you have this nice wide open entrance, super safe to get your horses. Maybe a mare and a foal need to get in and out, much safer that way. When you guys are using this space for storage, we also have a pass-through on this trailer to get into that front tack room. On this trailer, it is favored towards your right-hand side just because of the shortened floor length in there. You guys, you can change this. If you want to center this door, you can center it. We do have ones with longer tack rooms that have this door more centered in your partition wall, but custom building, you guys can locate this wherever you want, or you could delete it if you don't want it, but it's been a very popular option. In our box stall right here, we do have a man door right here, or escape door, a secondary entrance. So when that ramp is up, if you guys need to get in here and check on your storage, check on your mare and foal, check on your horses in here. If you want to sneak in and get back to these horses back here, water these ones or feed these ones, you have that little entrance right there without having to disturb your horses by dropping any sort of ramps or access points for them. Also has your chest bar on it right there for safety purposes. We have another OptiBrite LED right here. We have had some customers who have said they prefer to locate this light over there. So as you're walking up into this ramp, you're not walking into the sun. These are very, very bright. So we've had some that have switched and located this right here so that the light is shining down into this space as their horse is walking in. It gives them more confidence, gives you more visibility. You're not blinded. So some things to keep in mind, you could just do one on both sides too. So options, you guys can do whatever you want with these trailers, as I keep saying, and I will continue to say. We have roof vents up in here. We've got two of them here, two-way roof vents. You can pop them open forwards or backwards, change the airflow how you want. We also have them located over our horses in those straight load stalls, which we'll get to check those out when we get back there. And then we have, this is a really good spot to look at it, is the Werm flooring. Pour in, non-porous, meaning it doesn't drain through. This is not a pour through flooring. This is solid. All of your water is going to pool on top. So we do still recommend to run shavings on top. When you're ready to clean this out, you're just going to clean out your shavings. You could sweep out your shavings or use a blower, blow those shavings out. And then you're just going to run your nose up, run your jack up, tilt it up, and then just power wash it out. And it will all drain out the back. Just send it down that ramp back there. The Werm floor is nice because your horses can't ever paw it up and get shavings underneath. It's going to be a really good protectant for your aluminum Cimarron floor underneath. Also adds an insulating factor. You know, on all of your Cimarrons, you have an insulated roof standard. All of your stall walls in your stall area back here on these Norstars are lined and insulated. So combine that with your Werm flooring. Now you have a fully insulated stall space back here. But we'll keep going out this way and kind of work our way around to the rest. I know we got so much more to talk about in there, but we'll break it up a little bit and take a look at right here. So you have your side ramp door right here. When you're ready to shut it, close your horses in, get going down the road. They're very easy, they're very light to lift up. Just gonna lock those back in, and then you guys can see we still have some open air up top. That's actually a Dutch door. So right now I have it swung open, clipped in place, and it's actually locked in right here to where you could travel with that open just like that. You're going somewhere local, you just need to air out your trailer, you just rode and your horses need to cool off, it's really hot, you're located down south, whatever it may be, you can travel with this setup just like this. If you don't want to do so, super easy to just shut this, and then you still have a sliding bus window located in this door for the ventilation in your box stall. You also have a drop down window on that escape door, as well as a second bus window on the other side on that wall. So, and your roof vents. Tons of ventilation in that box stall if need be. You also have a drop down window right here, and we'll see that on the other side as well. But you will see when we get in the trailer, this is about where your horses' heads are located. So you will have a drop window at each of their head locations to get them the same ventilation you would get on your slant load setup, but also the accessibility to step on your fender, grab your tie ring, and step up in here and unclip them and push them out if you wanted to do so that way. We've got a lot of transporter customers that will utilize their trailers that way without having to climb in and get in there with these horses. They can send them out that way, and of course have a team member back there to grab them as well. But you guys can use it however you need to. That's the best part. We have two 6,000 pound Dexter rubber torsion axles under this one. Again, we do make these in air ride as well. This one here is rubber torsion, 6,000 pound axles. So you're gonna have a 12,000 pound GVWR on this one. Your empty weight is only 6,300 pounds though. And we did the black spoke aluminum wheels. Always gives it a nice pop with your white sheeting. 7.7 tall, again, giving you guys a good look right here. We can also build this in 7.10. We'll step around to our back right here and check out our load space. Your rear ramp is gonna be set up very similar to your side ramp, meaning that the ramp is also the door, and then you have the Dutch doors up top. We'll close that up when we get finished with this space and show you what that looks like when it's closed. You guys can see right now what it looks like when it's wide open right here. Also check out all the lights we have located on the back. We've got an 8-inch load light back there. We could double that. We could do an 8-inch on both sides if you're looking at building a trailer. Right now we've just got the one standard there. And we have 4 tail lights that are standard, now include your white reverse light as well. So I have them turned on right now just to show you guys, but those are your backup lights. All of your lights work off of these controls right here, your light switches right here. You have 4 of them that will work your left-hand side, your right-hand side, your load light, and your interior lights. So as we step in, this is gonna be your 2-horse straight load setup. So you'll have your horse walk in on each side. What's really nice and what I love about these butt bars, I used to run like an 8 to a 9, depending on how you loaded it, horse straight load setup when I did my horse transporter stuff. And it was not user-friendly like these are. It was where you had your butt bar and then you had a pin right here. You would have to pick up the pin, line this up, drop the pin down in there, and that's what held your butt bar in. And if you ever had a horse sit back on these butt bars, it would bend that pin. And my goodness, it was so hard for me to get those loose. What works great on these Cimarrons is that this part right here, you think about it, right now I'm at my horse's butt. I'm in a hurry to get them closed in and get out of the way. This is gonna slide right in there, just like that. And you guys can see which direction it's going. It's pushing into my horse. So I'm not having to come up under and pull it into my horse and get up in their legs and in their business. I'm out here where it's safe. I'm sticking it right in there and it's just going right in. So you guys can use this butt bar to push into your horse, encourage them to stand in there, load, drop that in and walk right out of the way. Super safe, super user friendly. And if they ever set back on this, you guys can still just pop it out just like that. So really appreciate that those were well thought through and really well set up. Your chest bars, we're gonna climb all the way in here and go straight to our chest bars. They're gonna work the same way, though they do have this little pin right here to just keep that. Right now it keeps it in. So if your horse was up here messing with this, pulling on this, chewing on this, they couldn't open it and get out. That's just an added safety feature. All you have to do is just push that and it lifts it up and your chest bar pops out of there. Just a little bit of your safety feature. Very easy to use, very accessible. That's gonna pop that out. And then we have a bar type head grill up here. This can be built as solid. This can also be built as full height, meaning it goes all the way to the ground. So if you are someone that's hauling 2 studs back here and you want to make this solid and you want to make it full to the ground, you can do that. If you want to just leave this bar type but make the rest solid to the ground, you can do that as well. We have bar tops right here on our stud wall. You guys can make that solid. You can make that airflow as it is. You guys have options. This mechanism right here is locking our head grill into straight place right now. If you want to swing this head grill back and forth, you're just going to pop that up, and then your AR latch up here, and now you can swing your head grill either direction, wherever you want to put it. You can leave it straight. And then what you're going to do is this divider right here actually travels, and so when we travel this, we want to connect these two. So you're just going to lock that back together. So now they're connected and your head grill will travel with your divider. You guys can also build this as full one piece where there's no break here, and this could just continue on and be one full piece as well. So many options. But if you guys want to just step back just out of the way, because our gate does travel up to the right hand side. So all my bars are down, my head grill's locked into place. I'm going to show you guys just how easy this is even with my gloves on, and I'll demonstrate right here on these latches. We have an AR latch low and high on our back and our front up there. So all we're going to do is pull those up. Just kind of follow that little track system there, pull it up around and lock it into place where it's open. Same with here, you're pulling it down, around and over so it locks in as an open position. Now I'm going to do that up front. Remember, I've already locked my head grill into place. And I always get my gloves stuck in them, but that's what I do. So now it's free. It's going to slide a little bit this way till it hits the end of its track. So you guys can see it's not going to come very far this way. It actually stores on the other side. So you're just going to find your middle right here and just push it over. And it's just going to slide over. Super easy. Even working right now, I'm going uphill, so I'm working against the grain. You could do it with one hand. You guys, you don't have to pick up anything. You don't have to move anything. The trailer that I used they were removable, but you had to pick it up and move it and take it out. And then you had to store it somewhere else in your front tack. I don't know. Here, it just stores right over here. So the same sort of system. You got the same plastic blocks over here. And I even can leave my bars in place. I don't have to take my chest bars or my butt bars out. What to do is just drop those pins back into place. Find your holes there. I think I got that one there. Front and back. And then your head grill will also lock in over here. So now everything's locked back in. I don't have to take anything out of the trailer. Now I have another wide open box right here. If you're gonna use this as a box, maybe you'd want to take those two out, just if you had maybe a foal was riding in here, or you have a very mouthy gelding, I don't know. You just maybe want to take these out just to protect these so they don't grab these and play with these. But if you want to run 2 box stalls, now all you have to do is close your front doors. Everything's on AR latches. They're super easy to use. Now you would have 2 separate boxes. Could run multiple horses loose like this. Works really well that way. If you need this wide open space and you want to leave your doors open and you want to run this as a full open box, maybe you're just loading show supplies, a couple golf carts, a couple crickets in here, this post also comes out. You have just your same AR latch right there up on top, and this will come out as well. It might be a little frozen. Nope, it's got a little ice in there, but not bad. Now this post, I would take that one to your front tack room. But now you can have your full 19.6 floor length in your stall area wide open to do whatever you need to do. So Now you guys can see why these are so popular lately and how versatile they are, because you can have a 2+1, you can have 2 boxes, you can have 1 large box, you can do whatever you need to. You can configure these dividers however you need to. You can make them store at both sides if you need to. If you're gonna add width to this trailer, you wanna go 7'6", 8 foot wide, you could go 3 across back here and have places to make it 2 across or 3 across. You could have all these different places in the floor to store this divider. It is padded. You can delete the padding. This is bar type. You can make it solid, just like we discussed. So many different features, and very easy for me to do myself. I want to point out down here on these, where these store in, this is made out of really heavy duty plastic, so it's not gonna cause any damage to your horses. We've had one customer of mine was concerned about just the corners right here, and what we could do if need be is you could just kind of slope the worm up to it. Though you can see these edges are beveled already, but if that's a concern, obviously you're still gonna run shavings on top. But if you have one that loves to paw, that's always an option. But again, these are plastic, really heavy duty. They're meant to be replaced if need be. So that's why the worm doesn't go all the way up on top of them. In this stall area, we have an OptiBrite on each side and those 2-way roof vents that I mentioned over each horse. Also have your insulated roof, standard on all Cimarrons. Every single Cimarron trailer, no matter what they build, has this roof. 7'10" tall, I'm 6 feet. So I can reach that roof bow, I can reach that roof bow, and I can barely reach the top. So keep in mind with how tall your horses are. Again, I'm 6 foot, this is 7'7", we can go 7'10". And the inside of our drop-down window, we'll check out the outside once we get around there, but does have the jail bars. You guys can see this would be located right at your horse's head. Their chest bar is right here. Their D-rings for the feed bag is right here. So you could drop your jail bars down, throw feed into this feed bag right here. They have their tie rings right here on each side of their divider. And then your stall area, you could get in and untie them, whatever it may be. We'll go ahead and go on around to the other side. Oh, I told you I was going to close the ramp real quick though and show you what that looks like. Almost forgot, guys. Super easy again to close that even with one hand. So that's what it looks like when you close your ramp, because that's also your door. You still have your Dutch doors wide open. You can drive with those open as well. They do lock into place on each side, or you can close them all up. We'll check out on this side how it looks like. It looks just like your side ramp. How your Dutch door swings around and locks into place to drive with it open. You also have bus windows in both of all your Dutch doors. You have a bus window here, and then here is that drop down window. So now you guys can see, has the jail bars. You can drop those jail bars and get in there. You can throw feed in the feed bag. You can offer them water this way. You can untie them and send them back and out the back. Close that back up. Now you can drive down the road and they can't turn their head around and stick it out. All of these Cimarrons, all of your doors, your front tack doors and your windows, make sure you give them a good slam. They're meant to be slammed. They're very airtight seals. Give them a good shove. When you do it, just make sure it's at that latch. Got tie rings on both sides. That was that other bus window I mentioned earlier on in our box stall. So we have our Dutch door with a bus window over there. We have a bus window right here. We also have the drop down in our escape door. So we still have so much ventilation inside of our box stall up front. We do have the chest bar, which we saw earlier. You guys want to drop that down and get in there. You guys, now you can get in. You can access your 2 horses in your straight load, open those doors in front of them and offer them food or water that way as well. If you didn't want to have to drop anything else down, you guys can climb right in this way. I've got this on a hold back, so I'm just going to pop this off. This door does have 2 latches, so if you had a horse on the inside that was messing with this interior latch and was able to pop that open, we do have your secondary latch out here that will prevent them from getting able to open that door and get out. Drop down within that door. And then I want to point out your holdbacks. Your holdbacks are really nice. They have a ball inside, so they are on a little bit of a swivel right here. I think they're more forgiving that way. They're not going to be as sturdy as your solid ones, but I think they have just a touch more forgiveness. Keep in mind, these parts like these smaller parts, they are meant to break. So if your door is open and it gets a really big wind gust, it's meant to pop this off versus holding firm to your door and then ripping any of this aluminum sheeting off. So these are very easy to replace, but I like these kinds because of that aspect. On this side of the trailer, we did carry our aluminum extrusion all the way up to the front of the gooseneck. Typically, that would just be white sheeting and it would stop at your stall area. So that's an upgrade option. What that is doing for you, one, aesthetics, but two, it does add some more additional structural integrity. These Cimarrons are already so incredibly well built. I've been down to their factory, I've seen it in person. They have the strongest upright posts on the market today, but if you wanted to carry that extrusion, you can carry it across your doors as well. You can carry it across your rear ramp, carry it all the way up to the front. It looks really nice. This is mill finish. You can option it as full polish as well. Looks really nice to just add that extra pop to it. It looks really pretty, but that's an option there. Your Cimarron floors, speaking of strength and integrity, they are on 4-inch centers and they are in V-shaped trusses. So very strong, very durable, and placed every 4 inches. So no matter where your horse is standing on this trailer, they're standing on a floor support, which gives me, as a Cimarron owner myself, a lot of peace of mind driving my boys down the road. I've got my 7-pin plugged into this box right now just to demonstrate all those marker lights, my tail lights, and my reverse lights. But this trailer does have a battery on board. So if I wanted to kill that box down there, I still have my battery right here that will run all of my optobrights and my interior lights, my exterior lights. It will not run your tail lights, your reverse lights, or your marker lights, but runs all the other lights. So you can still utilize this trailer early in the morning or late at night and have that visibility. Does have a battery shut off right there, that disconnect switch. Make sure you use that when you are done. If you forget you left on a stall light or a tack room light, just always, if you flip that off, you're never going to drain your battery, which is so important when you have this electric jack over here that runs off of your battery. Goes up and down at the push of a button. Does have a manual override, so if you forget to use your disconnect and you accidentally kill your battery, you can manually override this, jack this up and down, and your battery will trickle charge through your 7-pin connector right there. Comes in your aluminum battery box, which is lockable. And full-size matching spare tire located up high. When you're 6'10" wide and you have an electric jack, you cannot fit them side by side. I like it located up here just because I think it keeps it a little bit cleaner up here, prevents it from getting so much of that road spray and backsplash from your tow vehicle by locating it up there. But again, matches, full size. Work that into your tire rotation program, get some good use out of it before you get a new set put on there. But that was a long one. I hope it gave you guys lots of insight into this trailer and the options that you can do when you're building a trailer, whether it be another 2+1, a 2-horse straight load with just the side ramp exit if you're trying to keep that floor length really small. If you're looking at slant loads, straight loads, living quarters, anything, these Cimarrons are so customizable. So if you have any questions, you guys can reference this video. You guys can reach out to me directly as well. This trailer is still available if you wanted to reference this stock number when you reach out. It's 5N241302. Again, your 2025 Cimarron Norstar Warmblood 2+1. But feel free to reach out. I'm glad to answer any questions and work through the build process with you guys. It's a lot of fun. My phone number is 303-918-6367. You guys can call or text that number. My email, Michaela.hall@transwest.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.